Good morning, everybody. Happy March 2nd, and welcome to the Pre-Market Rundown here for the second day of the third month of the year. As always, I'm your host, Adam Holland, stock options expert and expert market strategist, and we're here to dive into the news and notes as well as mindset necessary to remain consistently profitable here throughout these crazy markets, these choppy markets, right? These really focus on not blowing up your account type of markets is what we're looking to traverse. To be honest, I think I might go ahead and just give this, just give this a whirl and see about not posting on my Instagram story and how many people will make it through. So if people get lost or whatnot, that's fine. But I probably won't continue to just throw this up, on the story every single day. Maybe I will for the new people that follow. Actually, that's true. I do get, new followers on Instagram. So maybe I will throw it up for them, right? Maybe it's something I've just got to ingratiate as part of my routine. Good morning, Vivian. Good morning, Miss Gatlin. Great to have you guys here this morning. Let's see if camera, can we get refocused here? Can we recenter? This camera struggles. I might go ahead and order a new one today. I mean, all it's got to do is focus on me. Maybe it's the lights in the background or something, but can I get focus in on me, please, instead of this blurry graininess? Can we do? There we go. Awesome. Paul, good morning. As you guys kind of file in, I'm just going to go ahead and take a second, throw this on the Instagram story, and then we can get rolling. We don't have a very, very long segment in terms of the news and notes for today. So luckily, we're not in a huge rush. But let's go ahead and get this prepped and ready to go. So downloading this. And I see you guys already threw the one in the chat, as always, signifying our intention to get 1% better. That's what we're here to do. You do that every day of this year, you'll be 365% better by the end of the year. So that's all we're really trying to do. It ain't nothing crazy. It ain't nothing, too over the top. But if you focus on doing and you focus on consistency, massive action plus consistency, you get those crazy results you're looking for. So let's see here what we got going on. Go throw this on the story up. Got to pull the link from YouTube as well. We had a lot of funny news that was coming out yesterday, like Salesforce laying off literally all of those employees, but keeping Matthew McConaughey on as some type of special advisor for millions of dollars. I mean, these companies kind of just legitimately do whatever. All right, live now. For this morning's Premarket Rundown. Awesome. Put the link below. Woo. And we're going to throw the link in there, and then we'll go ahead and get things rocking and rolling. Paste, cool. Bada bing, bada boom. I think we are ready to rock the room. Awesome. Cool. So let's go ahead and dive into what we got going on here this morning in terms of news. We got to start off, of course, with the man that is always in the news, Elon Musk. The master of plans is what we got him called for this segment. So the jury is out on Tesla's Investor Day event at its Gigafactory in Austin, Texas. Elon Musk started out by talking about the clear path to a fully sustainable Earth, highlighting the dirty and wasteful energy economy that is currently in place. His master plan part 3 would eliminate fossil fuels, including repowering the existing grid with renewables and a switch to all electric vehicles by consumers and businesses. Electric planes and boats were also mentioned. In terms of resources, the company is convinced there are enough nickel, lithium, and cobalt sources to power a sustainable economy. In terms of reaction, investors were underwhelmed by the presentation, sending the stock down nearly 6% in after-hours trading on Wednesday. The future of full self-driving, a robo-taxi network, and charging infrastructure was discussed in broad strokes. And while a next-generation electric vehicle platform was announced, it didn't include too many details. Note that Tesla shares have been on a rip since the investors welcomed in 2023, sending the stock up 90% year to date. And those betting against the volatile stock have at times found themselves in the opposite lane, facing traffic. That is after Tesla, really, really struggled last year and was down tremendously year to date coming into the year. So what does that boil down to? Volatility, right? Whatever time frame you use, you could paint a certain picture. You could say Tesla was down 70% coming into 2023, or you could say Tesla was up 90% right to start 2023. Overall, what does that mean? Over the past 2 years, it's up 20%. It is what it is, which doesn't paint as impressive as a picture. But in terms of the stock being down, that's not something that is surprising. We talked about that here, right? If you wanted to take a flyer on Tesla puts, they paid, but we talked about that, on the pre-market rundown yesterday. Just kind of mentioning how Tesla traditionally it will run up to investor day, and then it ends up being a sell the news type of event where once the news happened, the stock goes down after that news, right? So that's exactly what happened today with Tesla's investor event. So, or yesterday, right, with Tesla's investor event. So that's just how it goes. And it's important whenever you see these events and you see something happen consistently that you take a mental note of that so that okay, these are my expectations around this stock during this event. Because there are a lot of people that think, oh, Musk is going to unveil this and the Optimus robot and da 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 and da da da. They think, Tesla has to go up on this when traditionally it consistently goes down, right, over the course of these events. And that's exactly what happened, with this investor day. So if you tuned in, you took a flyer, you made some money, right? Being here and taking in those bits and pieces of information can help you understand and learn so much about markets that you don't have to learn firsthand, right? A lot of the stuff that I've learned that I told you guys is stuff that I've had to deal with firsthand. I'm in a trade, something goes wrong. What happened? Oh, this happened, right? Well, wouldn't normally this have this reaction? No, it turns out that it's a sell the news event. So, okay, cool. Moving forward, I understand that, right? But making sure that you're internalizing this information, not just saying, okay, cool, like another fact, right? That Adam knows, but it's widely known and appreciated. Like, no, you want to soak in every little bit of this information so that way you don't have to go through and experience it yourself, right? Save yourself the time, the frustration, and the money. In terms of getting back to this, it was another buy the rumor, sell the news event, noted Seeking Alpha contributor Bill Maurer. The presentation was just too long and wordy for the average investor, which may have, quote, fueled some of the selling in the after-hours session. Let's see here. Other highlights, Tesla disclosed that it broke ground on a lithium refinery plant in Corpus Christi, Texas, with output expected within 10 months. Oh, quick turnaround time. The company also confirmed that a new gigafactory will be built near the northern Mexican city of Monterrey. As for numbers, potential Tesla CEO successor Tom Zhu said Tesla has now produced 4 million cars just 7 months after passing the 3 million vehicle mark for production. So Tesla really getting ramped up. I remember when they were just producing, few thousand cars, and now they've gone from 3 million vehicles just a few months, right? And now they produce 4 million vehicles. So they're just pushing it, right? They're pushing it. Good for them. Unfortunately, not for good for the stock this morning, but they've got grand plans, and we'll see how they work out with Musk. Sometimes they work, right? I mean, he's pretty much monopolized space travel, so that's pretty crazy. But then, it's also taking him forever to get a Cybertruck out. So it's just like you never really know with the guy. He can take you to space, but he can't take you down the road in the Cybertruck quite yet. I know that there were videos too of it driving around. I think he was driving around LA in it, but I think that's something that has kind of been a cloud over his head for a number of years, where it's just like, dude, if you can get to space, why can't we get this pickup truck on the road? In terms of on the move here, higher yields, headlines from the fixed income world are rattling equity investors as the yield on the 10-year treasury topped 4% for the first time since November. The 2-year yield also rose 2 basis points to 4.91% on Wednesday, hitting a new post-2007 high, which is not what you want to see considering what happened in 2008. Looking at the latest comments from policymakers, Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic advocated for rates to rise above 5%, while Minneapolis Fed President Neil Kashkari expressed concerns about incoming economic data. Stocks are in trouble. This is a quote. Stocks are in trouble if treasury yields keep rising, right? Seeking Alpha contributor Tyson Halsey, CFA, who says to buy high yields to hedge your portfolio. I think it's kind of annoying how they include all these contributors now within the newsletter. It's like, to be honest, I really don't care what the contributors have to say, just being completely frank. But overall, right, it's just one of those things where you don't want to see this classic, like this 2-year, 10-year yield curve inversion for all my like non-econ majors. Basically what it means is when the yield curve inverts, that opens the door for a recession. Does that guarantee a recession? No. but every recession has been preceded by this event. So people just don't like to see it, this yield curve inversion, this yield curve movement. And, that's something that happened again. So it's just another thing that is pointing to the fact that, hey, we're in that environment where the door is open for a recession. And, a lot of people say that we already went through it. But at the end of the day, that's why it's super important, right? With the challenge, you have that bull market blueprint and that bear market blueprint, and you're ready to execute regardless of what we get, because the market is in a very delicate spot right now where we are likely retracing the weekly downtrend break that happened a few weeks ago, right? So if we, can manage to hold that downtrend break and then continue upward, everything is hunky dory. But if we fall back beneath that downtrend, then that's when, kind of, what hits the fan, and everybody's going to go back to freaking out because we're back into the bear's den. In terms of outlook here, war on woke funds. Over in Washington, the Senate just passed an anti-ESG measure that would overturn a Labor Department rule allowing fund managers and retirement plans to consider ESG, meaning environmental, social, and governance factors when making investment decisions. President Biden has said that he will nix the new bill if it comes to his desk, marking the first veto of his presidency. But the developments could signal further shifts in asset allocation strategies. With trillions of dollars pouring into the ESG space, a fight is brewing over the market narrative, as well as the PR and positioning that managers seek to take advantage of when marketing their funds. Contrarian investors wanting to bet against ESG can buy the God Bless America ETF, whose ticker is YALL, YALL, which is up 16% since its launch in October 2022. So here we go. We got pretty much investing in ETFs on partisan lines, where we've got these woke ETFs, and then we've got these anti-woke ETFs. This is just America, guys, right? This is just America. At the end of the day, I don't advocate for being involved in either one of those. Just keep invest in good businesses, trade opportunities that you see, right? By doing top-down analysis on charts and recognizing either short-term, medium-term, or long-term opportunity. But honestly, who the heck cares when it comes down to politics or whatever? You're whatever kind of thing you back, like, that's cool if you only want to invest in sustainable companies. If you're just worried about making money, then I think all this investing along partisan lines is just hubbub, right? In terms of earnings here, a force to be reckoned with, Salesforce, ticker CRM, flexed its muscles in after-hours trading on Wednesday, rocketing up 15% as the cloud-based business software giant gave a strong sales forecast to go along with upbeat fourth-quarter results. In an accompanying statement, CEO Mark Benioff avoided any comments about Salesforce laying off 10% of its employees, I'm sure, and stuck to the typical earnings report script, but said, "We hit the hyperspace button since we last spoke a quarter ago. Changes that used to take months are taking weeks," CFO Amy Weaver added to the sentiment by saying the results and outlook, quote, "set us up for a transformational fiscal year." Will the advances help Salesforce pacify activist investors like Elliott Management, which has reportedly nominated a slate of directors in preparation for a potential proxy fight? So that's the thing. The Salesforce has kind of been in a very dicey spot. They have been for a while, where I feel like they just they just had issues, it seems like, with leadership and with direction, and they really like rocketed to fame, and then they just have kind of seemed to hit some struggles. So again, you lay off 10% of your workforce, but you're paying Matthew McConaughey millions of dollars, literally, for what? So I just don't know, right? I have no idea, but I guess good for them to be rocketing up 15% in after hours trading, right? We'll see, kind of how that ends up going. It sounds like they'll likely gap up right at open. So if that gap remains, then there may be potential to play the gap fill to the downside. If we see continuation, if we go beneath open and then we come back up and we go back above the open price, then it's got the chance to continue, right? As people kind of file in during the whole FOMO of it all. So, that's something to kind of look at and keep watch on here this morning, with CRM moving after hours, but overall just kind of weird company, weird vibes. You'd rather lay off 10% of your employees than literally just lay off Matthew McConaughey. In terms of today's markets, we're looking mostly red across the board in Asia. Japan down 0.1%, Hong Kong down 0.9%, China down 0.1%, India down 0.8%. The footy in London at midday down 0.2%, Paris down 0.1%, Frankfurt down 0.5%. The Dow, the only one in the green, up 0.3%, S&P down 0.3%, NASDAQ down 0.5%, crude oil up 0.5%, gold down 0.2, Bitcoin down 1.7%. We did get jobless claims at 8:30 a.m., so this data, might have changed since we got the jobless claims. Let's see what kind of movement we got at 8:30. It looks like we dropped a bit, and then now we've sort of recovered, but not all the way from that news that we got at 8:30 a.m. So let's go ahead and check out exactly what that jobless claims data was looking like. You guys know what we do for that. We check out our guy Walter Bloomberg, since he's got all the news. So U.S. jobless claims down 2,000 to 190K in February 25th week survey. And what we expected was 195K. So jobless claims better than expected. That's not good for markets. Markets want less people to have jobs, so that the job market and the labor market looks like it has cracks showing. And in that way, Jerome Powell and the rest of his cohort at the Fed might be influenced to slow the increase or stop the increase of interest rates. That is not the case. So overall, this kind of adds more fuel to the bear fire. Talking about the expectations heading into this morning. Now, getting back to and finishing up here with our rapid fire bullet point rundown. What else is happening? ECB, that's the European Central Bank, eyes released of latest Eurozone inflation numbers. So we get inflation numbers for Europe. Microsoft, ticker MSFT, Microsoft and Activision review gets extended in Europe. TikTok sets 1 hour screen time limit for teens. I think that's good. I mean, it's, obviously not good for people who are involved in TikTok and, are creators on TikTok. I personally severely dislike TikTok. I hope that they ban it just personally, just because I don't like having to go on there. I don't like having to put an effort toward TikTok, and it's just not my thing. But if I see something that I know could instantly suck up tons of my time and just not be a positive influence, then I try to stay away from it. So I never really got on the TikTok train. If you are on it, follow me on there. Obviously, shameless plug, but it's one of those things where it's I never really gravitated toward it. I just saw, kind of the repercussions that it could have, and I was like, yeah, I'm trying to get stuff done, right? Throw a 3 in the chat if you're trying to change your life in 2023, right? I was looking at it and I was like, this just seems like a way for me to not accomplish my goals each and every day. So, and also just make it harder for me to concentrate on things. So I'm just going to first forgo that. Lowe's here, ticker low LOW, stock slips as Q4 sales lag expectations. Low was something that was struggling yesterday, right? Home Depot struggling yesterday as well, something that we were watching. So both Lowe's and Home Depot kind of struggling here overall. But, as it goes, right, it is what it is. Their earnings report, right, the report card wasn't so hot, and they might struggle here because of it. Department store markdowns, sharp margin contractions at Kohl's, ticker KSS. Despite payout concerns, Petrobras, ticker PBR, to pay $6.9 billion in dividends. Cryptoverse, Silvergate, ticker SI, tumbles as annual report filing is delayed. Let me see here, checking back in. Also, I only see a few people that want to accomplish their goals and close the gap between where they are and where they want to be in 2023. That's crazy. I only see 4 threes on here and 14 people watching. The other 10 people on here watching, you might as well log off, because if you're not trying to accomplish the same thing that we're looking to accomplish, there ain't no reason to be here, right? So let me see those threes in there. Otherwise, we're not just here to kick it, right? We're here to accomplish goals. So I appreciate, the 4 that responded. For the rest, if you don't want it, this ain't the place for you, right? This is where we're looking to accomplish goals. Look, Tristan in there laughing. Yeah, look, at this point, I don't know why I'm not. She said 3 was driving. I appreciate it, Queen. I appreciate you being in here while driving. I don't want to risk your life commenting. I know where you're at, right? You're very vocal. You let me know. But I'm trying to make sure, listen, we can't go into this morning flat-footed, y'all. We got goals we're looking to accomplish, and every single chance you have to announce it to the universe, this is what I'm looking to do, you need to do that. Why? Because the universe respects it, right? Look at Musk, as crazy as he is. He said, I'm going to commercialize space travel. He did it, right? I'm going to, be the world's leader in electric vehicles, right? He did it. So it's important to, whenever you can, let the universe know I'm doing this. So you're speaking into existence, right? We all know that manifestation works. In terms of SpaceX here, speaking of Elon Musk, ticker SpaceX launches latest space station crew into orbit. Out of pocket cap, Lilly, ticker LLY, Eli Lilly, slashes insulin prices by 70%. That's great for people. I'm sure that's not great for the stock, but overall, that's great for people. Walgreens, ticker WBA, DoorDash, ticker DASH, and then Uber, ticker UBER, partner on new delivery effort. Wow. Walgreens, DoorDash, and Uber. That's something, kind of to look into that might be interesting. I don't know if it'll be something that, moves the stock, but that whole delivery economy, gig economy is one that's very interesting to keep an eye on, right? It's one that, it can be heavily disrupted by full self-driving. But just as we continue to do these things where everybody wants things delivered to them and whatnot, I just think that it's an important arena to keep an eye on. And it will be, moving forward. But it looks like Walgreens announced a partnership with DoorDash and Uber for free same-day RX delivery of medications for the prevention and treatment of HIV. So the service will be available to eligible patients within 15 miles of thousands of participating Walgreens retail pharmacies nationwide. I think that's awesome, right? Just making it even easier to protect yourself, take your medication, and be safe out here. But that'll wrap us up here for the pre-market rundown on the second day of March, right? March 2nd, 2023. We're already in the third month of March, or excuse me, the third month of the year, y'all. We're in the third month of the year. That means that by the end of this month, a quarter of the year will be over. 25% of the year will be over. Have you closed the gap and accomplished any of the goals you started in January? That's not to hold it over your head or to taunt you. That's to say that we do still have 3/4 of the year left, but don't wait until the last quarter of it to start attacking your goals. Make sure each and every day you're doing a little thing, right? You're paper trading a bit, you're moving a bit, you're posting, you're commenting, right? You're engaging, you're following accounts that help you, right? Make sure you can use in that whole thing about TikTok, right? You can use the tool. It's all in how you train those tools, right? I try and train my Instagram algorithm so that it shows me only productive things. Literally go in and search stuff that you want to learn about, stuff that you want to do, stuff in your lane, right? And follow those accounts. Only interact with those accounts, and that is all that you will see. You can train your algorithm to better you, right? You don't just say, man, Instagram is such a waste of time. It's a waste of time because you let it be a waste of time, right? This year, I'm really, really, really just trying to be intentional about everything that I do. I want it to move me forward, right? And this is outside of trading. This is outside of market related stuff. Just me as a person trying to accomplish my goals, and me as a person who cares about you trying to get you to accomplish your goals, right? This is just that reminder. Hey, we're almost a quarter of the way through the year. Make sure that each and every day, even if it's small, right? Even if it's small, you're doing something to push towards your goal. So that's, my little ending spiel there. As always, much love to you guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you got even one valuable piece of information out of this, even a morsel, right? A little small peon of information, just show love to the account, right? Show love to the content that's put out. All of this is put out for free in order to help you, right? This is stuff that, it's going to be part of my routine anyways, but I'm putting it out there in order to make sure that we can establish a culture of pushing people forward and positive information, right? So that anybody at any level can reach and access it. So if you appreciate it, show love, right? On the Instagram Reels, like, comment. On the YouTube Shorts, like, comment. Even on TikTok if you're over there, like, comment, right? Show love, reciprocate that, and I'll continue to bring you my best each and every day. So everybody have a great rest of the day, right? Wish you nothing but the best. Go ahead. You got 1% better. Congratulations on that. And I'll see you back here tomorrow for our next pre-market rundown. Have a good one.